Hey everybody, welcome to My Happy Movies. This week we are talking Teen Witch. If I get it wrong, I apologize because she's good in this. Uh, Metro area's own Robyn Lively is the star of a movie where she is a witch, and not unlike Teen Wolf, at a certain age she gains her witchy powers, and they make her cool in school. It's kind of a teenage rom-com, kind of fun, and the return of one of our favorite characters, the often mentioned Zelda Rubinstein, also from Poltergeist, among others, as Madame Serena here. But yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. So please enjoy this kind of romantic teenage comedy. Thanks for doing all you do to keep us on charts. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Welcome to My Happy Movies. This week on a special Sunday recording, we're talking about Teen Witch. What they really hoped would be a girl version of Teen Wolf, which is not a joke. That's the truth. I'm your host, Nick Hoffman, and on panel we've got...
Nor Trinette, and can I say...
Sure.
What?
I'm a riffer on Cineprov,
and so am I. Catch me at the shows. I believe. Can I say what the next show we're doing? Is it a surprise?
You can't say the show, but you can say where it's going to be.
Oh well, it's going to be at the Round Trip Brewery up in Howell Mill. It's near the Works in Atlanta. Just honestly, for real, just get some popcorn. I befriended an old lady. She was real cool. And a bunch of friends, and it's just a good time if you're free on Thursday, and just have some drinks and just chillax with friends. So. See me, see Hoffman, see Candace, see the crew. It's good times.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah.
Keiko.
Lauren.
And we are continuing our Romance February. We've started out with Matt Quinn's pick, of course, Legend, his favorite rom-com, followed by Flashdance, and now we're up to, of course, Teen Witch.
Yep.
And next week, we're going to talk about Pretty Woman. So stay tuned. In the nigh on impossible 5 Thursday February, we have one that we haven't even gotten to yet, which will be great.
Nice. Oh, yeah, because it's a leap year.
It's a leap year.
Oh, love it.
And the first is a Thursday.
Yep.
Right? So we're going to end with an Academy Award winner.
Yes.
Who?
Patrick Swayze in Ghost, although he didn't win the Academy Award.
Whoopi did. Shout out to alopecia. No, listen. I didn't find out that she didn't have eyebrows the whole time. Sister Act 2 didn't know she had eyebrows. It's like she emoted her eyebrows. It's beautiful.
Patrick Swayze should have won an Academy Award. I'm just saying.
For real.
That was a good one.
Yeah, really.
So this movie, I just have to say right off the bat, maybe the best intro I've seen in a long time.
I skipped it.
Like we can talk about this.
Watching?
This intro,
I skipped it.
solid. Coming strong. The best intro I've seen in a movie. They come out with sexy saxophone music. And you just feel like it's on. I immediately felt like I was in an 80s music video. And it was wonderful and beautiful.
Not since Lost Boys has there been a saxophone
right?
solo.
Yeah, I was thinking of
the minute I hit play, because I'll be straight with y'all, I'd never seen this before. So this was like a treat. But I was like, yo, this came out strong. It is her and this gorgeous roof. And a sexy saxophone music going, and she's with some guy on the ledge, and it's like you're not sure what's going on, but I felt like I was in an 80s music video, and it was awesome.
Well, and I'm not going to pick apart your words other than to say you said that the roof was sexy, she was sexy, the saxophone was sexy, but the guy was just fine.
He was okay.
Do you know why? If this was Kenny G shirtless, you would have said something.
Yeah, there you go.
You could have finished. Yeah. So
you could have finished.
No, I mean I'm just like
that was half a sentence.
Our main character was not able to.
That's right.
What?
Her terrifying. Because
I didn't know where you're going with that.
This intro was a parody to me. I loved it.
Oh, yeah. Dude, it's a Paula Abdul video, right? Where she's dancing with a cat.
MC
If
Scott
it's not for her disgusting shit boy brother who's underneath her bed eating cupcakes. Dude, who is doing a bit from a Bad Second City sketch. Like, it is really like, he is the worst brother character I've ever seen. It's really something.
He was having fun, though. You could tell he was having fun.
He was, because he's eating cake. all the
Yeah.
time.
Can you not? Can you say? I mean, I guess you could sadly eat cake.
So I understand why y'all chose this movie. I truly do, because I'm a younger brother, and I immediately saw myself in the kid, bugging my sister, reading
Right.
her diary. Sorry, just messing around with my sister. I remember the day that she told me to get away and leave her alone because she was with her friends, and that really hurt me. And I did that to my younger brother too. I know, but I understood, because like the movies I grew up with, okay, this, I'm not saying y'all went in junior high in the 80s. You're junior high in the what year were junior highs? I mean, high school.
It was the 2000s.
The 2000s. Okay,
Yeah.
so what was the movies in the 2000s that you guys really honed in on?
Well, we've done a few of them.
Like 10 Things I Hate About You, right?
Ginger
Yeah.
Snap.
High
Ginger
school
Snap,
movies,
right. And then I
Bring It On.
bring it on, and I equate that to like what my mom could have been seeing back in the day. You know what I'm saying? And then it's just funny that it always transitioned. It was the same trope: the younger snarky little brother, the girl that just wants to be seen. And like
Yeah.
I really did see like if 10 Things I Hate About You had like a little fantasy twist to it. You know what I mean? Is sort of thing. So yeah,
I
wasn't
don't know.
Wait, you hit me because I called you old.
You did.
No.
You were like, I don't know when you guys went to high school, like the 1800s.
I know,
Was it like black and white
I'm sorry.
movies?
No,
Was
no,
there
no.
a president before Obama, or
Did you
What
guys
was
have
it?
zip codes
Yeah.
when you were in high school?
But you know what's crazy? A lot of kids born these days, like
Did
Obama
Jesus
was
sign
their
your
first.
yearbook?
No, when the Earth's crust was cooling. No, anyways, that's what my English teacher used to say. So, anyways,
I actually don't know that this movie was probably like widely watched when it came out.
Really?
I don't
No,
know.
I don't
I
think
don't know,
this
but
is
I
well
don't think
known.
so. It's not well known.
That's what I'm saying. This is the first time I
Yeah.
ever saw it. I don't think it was really well known.
So why was it picked for you? Why was it your choice?
I watched it,
It was-
as a
it's-
kid. So, but the thing is, like, I grew up in Alabama, and as I always say, Alabama is like 10 years behind. So I found out this movie came out the year I was born. And so I watched it as a kid, which means it was like 10 years, after it was
Yeah.
actually out when I was watching it. But I had an older sister.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
how did you watch it?
I think
VHS
I
tape?
think we had tapes. Yeah, I think we
I
had
had
it on tape.
Laserdisc.
Well, no, but that's something that's important for a young audience. Back then, a VHS tape cost the equivalent today of like
Shit.
$50, and that's not a joke. It cost like $25 in $90.
Yeah.
Unless you defrauded the Columbia Record Company or the Columbia Film Club or whatever. So if you owned a movie, you've seen it 100 times.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I didn't need to watch when we did like Angels in the Outfield.
Yeah.
Because we owned it, so I just knew it. And so if you own this movie
Yeah, we
on
watched it
tape,
a lot, yeah.
you saw it, you know it backwards and forwards.
It was
you
one of
know
the
how they
ones.
follow that erotic first scene with a dance number in the locker room. So there's one for the guys too.
I'm like, boys. I don't know about you guys, but in my high school, we did that every day.
Right.
I mean,
Word?
that was a typical
Synchronized
That
shaving.
was a typical Tuesday. We'd have a choreographed dance routine. Just talk about liking boys.
You want to learn the new dance moves, and then everyone knows it, and they're all
Yeah.
wearing lavender-colored leotards.
Run around and there's towels. I mean, perfectly. Yeah, makes perfect sense.
What year was this movie made?
89.
89.
89.
Really?
So, before Back to the Future, so 83, 84 is Teen Wolf. There's and Michael J. Fox plays basketball as a wolf, which is the only way he could score because he's 5'0". And then the
Since Michael
sequel,
J.
Teen Wolf 2, is Jason Bateman.
Love Jason Bateman.
Playing also werewolf, but he's on the wrestling team.
That's not fair.
But this is after that, and you can tell it's the same basic movie.
Supposedly, it even stole the tagline, but I don't know the tagline.
Is it the same character? Or just another guy that got bit by a wolf?
I think it's supposed to be like a cousin, and by that point, Back to the Future had come out, so they couldn't afford
Genetics,
Michael J. Fox. We should do Teen Wolf. We haven't done either of them on this
Yeah.
feed, and this is a fun. And again, nothing against this movie, but this feels like they saw something with like it was muted, but they got the gist of it.
Yeah.
Because she's good in this, but she's not a someone. By that point, Michael J. Fox was a someone.
Right.
And you can kind of sniff the fact that she was like not the cheapest, but she was the best actress of the group. So she got the lead. It's like a rotating cast or something.
When was the Molly Ringwald era?
Kind of the same
Kind of
time,
the
but a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
They would have hit
Yeah.
earlier.
85.
85. So That's who I was like equating to, if that's a word, to the main character in the movie.
This smells of like, what if there was John Hughes but magic?
Right.
It does.
Which would have been better, because then Amelia would have been the hot guy who's a foot shorter than her, and he would have been like, you're beautiful no matter what. I also think the music video at the beginning was so she gets to be sexy. Because, no, and I mean this, like, honestly, because later in the movie, everyone loves her, but she's the same. Right. Which is why there's supposed to be magic involved. Because she's just her, and everyone's fawning all over her. But at the beginning, she gets to be 80s sexy, which means shoulder pads, which means blouses that are made out of entire bed sheets.
Frizzy hair.
The frizziest. And the guy could go surfing at any moment with that haircut. But at the same time, she doesn't really get to be sexy elsewhere in the movie. I think that was a studio note. Like, truly. And she's good in this. She's totally fine. I just wish they had gotten some juice behind it with someone else. Right. Because otherwise she has to carry this very strange movie on her back. Her and that buddy who looks like she is almost Blossom. Like, Blossom and Jason.
I heard that same note. Blossom wannabe.
I want to hear that.
But you find out that it's a dream, and it's her brother that walks in and he's reading her diary. But the whole point of that is because she hides it in her notebook so her brother can't see it, and doesn't realize that she takes it to school. And that becomes a problem because then her teacher reads it in front of the whole class. Nick, you're a teacher.
I want to talk about this teacher real quick.
How much trouble would you get in as a teacher if you read a journal entry of one of your students' diaries?
First of
what
all,
do you honestly think would happen?
Especially one that's incredibly erotic about another student. Like, it is... Ooh. Dude,
tell me.
I was screaming into like, my wife came in like 10 minutes into the movie because she was like, whatever. And I was like, you have to watch this. And it's just, there's something, because what it is first of all, we all had high school crushes, and high school love notes are like awkward. Right. They're not erotic. This is out of a like, and then she grabbed his purple member. Like, it's so strong. It's practically.
And then he went to urgent care.
Hold on. Did y'all have diaries, notes, and stuff? Did you write down your fantasies?
I had a diary. Yeah. And I actually wrote my diary. I taught myself to write in Elvish runes so that I could write my diary
Lord of Rings?
Runes. Yeah, in a code.
So it's private.
So that my parents couldn't read it. And my stepdad found it, and he was so mad at me. He was yelling at me because he was like looking at it, and he was like, I can tell this is the same 5 letters as this. What does it say? What does it say? And I was like, I don't know. Yeah.
That journal is a private thing.
No, I know. That's why I wrote it in a different language.
Yeah.
That's impressive. That's like, do you know Elvish? Can you speak Elvish?
No, I just taught myself like to
the codes and stuff.
Yeah, like to use the alphabet.
I love that. I wish I had thought of that. That's brilliant.
I like Lord of the Rings. Did you have a diary, Nick?
Diary, no, but like I had a girlfriend who wrote me like 3 letters a day, and it was a lot.
Wait. 3 letters a day?
Dude, she must never have learned a thing in high school, because she would like...
College rule or wide? Or just 4A straight up printer?
Paper. What does that matter? Like, and then she'd fold them up and write on the back.
No, it does make a difference, man. I take my notes in college and I write letters.
Wait, no, back up. Nor in high school, were you writing on wide rule paper like a 7th grader or a 3rd grader? Or were you writing...
This is why I want to talk about this teacher, because some people learn different, Nick.
And by the way, they have no idea if she's supposed to be in high school or college. Dude.
Right?
Because
she's younger.
That guy's in a lecture hall of like 50 kids, and there's like a wall of books. And I'm like, is this community college?
Maybe that's a high school in like California. I mean, it's set in California. Maybe California high school is like that.
Yeah. That's how I took it.
But I want to talk about this teacher a little bit. Here's the thing. I never had, who did y'all remember y'all's asshole teachers? Because I was having PTSD from the shit.
Dude, I will say, I never had an asshole like that. That's like reading the notes aloud is really just... Confiscating notes is one thing, but reading notes aloud is a lot. Also, by the by, passing notes in class is dumb because you have time between classes to actually pass the notes around. Yeah. So I think this might be a contrivance from the thing. Though I did... She knows this.
What'd you do?
No, bro, guy.
I
I had a comedy, like an underground comedy newsletter
Yes.
when we were in high school, and we would Xerox it, and like we would have things where people would write in, and we would have 200-300 people write into these things. So we were doing it like locally. And so if I was in a class with someone I wrote with, we would pass jokes back and forth to fix jokes.
Yeah.
Like, we were workshopping. So I do realize I'm a hypocrite because we did do this shit. But it was in math, and I've never used math once thanks to AI. No, I wouldn't be a math teacher because A, I can't add. But B, Wolfram can tell me the steps to do a word problem since like 10 years ago. So I'm good.
But I think the whole point of that is to show that's
His
like a
nipples.
teenager's worst nightmare, right?
That was later.
Is to have your secret thoughts and secret crush be outed in front of literally everyone and be like the talk of the school.
Yeah, I think it's
that's
just
the point, is to show like
that she feels
the
like
position she's in, and this is the most awful, embarrassing, humiliating thing at that age that could like ever happen.
Right. And the fact that he's so old, he hadn't had an erection since the Carter administration. Like, it's a lot.
R.I.P. Misses. You know what I'm saying? R.I.P. Misses. Let's pour one out.
I mean, and the only other teacher we get is that old woman explaining condoms.
Oh,
yeah, the sex ed class,
my God,
which
yes.
I let my kids watch this with me,
Interesting.
and I was like, so I think it's rated PG, but it's
Sure is.
it's
I
mean,
80s
Grease is
PG.
rated G.
It's 80s PG.
Yeah.
And so I was like, all right, there may be some things that I was like, okay, it's a, and I always look up on Common Sense Media beforehand just to be like, is there anything I need to be worried about? And they said there would be like a sex ed class, but I wasn't prepared for the condom chant.
Condom.
And my 6-year-old was like, Mommy, why do they keep saying condom?
Oh, no.
And I was like, oh, just to be silly. And then we just kept going.
You can't make it a
yeah,
thing, or
you-
else
yeah,
I'll be
yeah.
chanting it all day. Yeah.
Well, and again, speaking of Grease, like you have these Grease guys who are like, hey, look at the condom. And you're just like, when did we get to Little Italy? Like, it's so funny because it's
and
as
he
though...
lists off the names of penis, Numbo, Tommy Jane, Tommy. I'm like, oh my God, this is so.
I'm not a bully, but I get it. I was a theater kid. I was in the barbershop quartet. I was a theater nerd. I'm serious. I was that kid in high school. Woo. But I would beat these kids' asses if I saw them perform like that. It was just, and also it was just, I don't know, slightly racist for a little bit. It just
Sorry, slightly racist.
I felt it.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was just like.
White
Yeah.
people do.
I get it. Y'all saw Thriller a couple too many times.
I gotcha.
You know what I mean? It was just.
I'd
It was
forgotten
just,
about that. Yeah, no.
Yeah, dude. No.
No, you're right.
Even in 2008, I wanted a Michael Jackson Red Thriller zipper jacket, but no. But
Well,
I
that
get it.
happened in the parking lot of our high school again every day. That was a normal
Thriller?
feedback.
Just the breaking
no,
in advance.
no, this is not normal. That's my point.
Or like the theater teacher with the perm too.
Yeah.
Just very quickly, Lauren, you've got notes in front of you. Or Keiko, why don't you tell us the plot of this movie? Because we
Okay. Well, okay. So we've
just
sort of,
back in the box.
yeah, yeah. So we sort of address the beginning where our heroine Louise Miller is having a dream about the guy she likes. Wakes up, fantasies ruined by her brother. It's like the week before her birthday, I think.
Yeah.
And she just has a terrible day. Her romance letter is read out in front of the whole class. She just has a really bad day. And then I want to say, I don't remember if, I guess she gets caught in the rain and she's going to call her parents to get a ride. And she happens to see.
She almost got hit.
Oh, she almost got hit
She's
by
the
the
worst
guy
day
she
ever.
likes.
She misses out on the school play.
Yeah.
She doesn't get the role. Like, she's having the worst day ever.
Worst
Her
day
car
ever.
breaks down. She can't get a hold of her parents. She didn't get a school play. She's humiliated in front of her, entire school, basically, with her embarrassing journal entry.
Yep. So she
So
sees
that's the whole
a
setup.
building with a storefront with a light on, like a neon light, and it says like palm readings or something.
Madame Serena.
And she goes in and it's this little lady and the lady wants to read her palm. And she's like, how much money do you have? And she's like, I have $6 or whatever. And so she reads her palm and then she gets interested and she says, oh, you're one of us. And she tells her that on her 16th birthday, which is next week, right? And she's like, yeah, that she's going to get her powers and she's going to become a witch. And she's just like, whatever, this lady's crazy. And goes about her life. But then strange things start happening to her.
Yeah.
And what's the first strange thing? Is it the carousel?
No one shows up to her sweet 16.
That's fucked up.
Right? No one shows up to her
And then she
sweet
gets
16
like a
party.
sweater.
From
her
she gets
mom.
this ugly outfit
Freddy
from her
Krueger,
parents that they make her wear to the harvest dance.
Yeah.
I think things start happening all at the harvest dance.
If visually the sweater, which the mother alluded to, would be very expensive. Just imagine like Freddy Krueger's sweater, but Easter colors. You know what I'm saying? Or Cosmo Wanda colors. You know, if they were hiding in a sweater.
I thought the sweater was cute.
No, I really like it. Like, okay, not on me because I need more brighter colors, you know, because I'm black, and so it just looked. But no, I just wanted to stop at the 16th birthday because the 16th birthday seems so very important because that's when you get your powers. It's kind of remind me of that Disney Channel movie, The 13th Year.
Oh
yeah. I go, merman, and it just okay. I will admit to this as far as just what was the eclipse? There was something here recently where
It was a
people
harvest moon.
yes, where people thought they would get like powers.
Yep.
Or when you
Wait,
turn
what happened?
yeah, there was
No, he lives in the city.
People thought they were going to get powers.
Yeah, it was true. Even also like these things that you thought like when I turned 30, I thought I was gonna have some type of quantum leap type situation where I'd wake up in somebody else's body. This got me excited. Like you know, like
Yeah.
I might get superpowers when I get 50. It's just things that I look forward to.
Okay.
Sorry, but that's the feelings I had when she turned 16, and but it was fucked up. No one came to her birthday party.
I will add too, I think there was a discussion between the production designer and the director because my thought was she wants to be, again, sexy or something. And the whole boxy sweater vest thing, which makes her shapeless, I think was also part of it. She wants to be 16. She wants to feel like a woman. Exactly. And so they give her the most boxy, shapeless Mr. Like, she looks like
She looked nice.
She looks fine, but she looks like Ned Flanders. She doesn't look like she has any sort of sexual power, right? And she wants to be a woman because her sexual rival, the one who's dating the man of her dreams, is the blonde cheerleader who's kind of curvy.
No.
We see her in a leotard early on, and her mom dresses her like. And then when she goes to the dance with Ira Glass, like. She dresses like Cyndi Lauper, right? Like she's got this rolled up sleeve, she's got the tank top that's kind of low cut, right?
But it was still modest. It was still
It's modest. It was in the bathroom, but it was
But it's definitely
and she
more.
has the amulet that she gets. Remember from the school.
From Carrie Manual.
that perm. Love that perm.
She
Just
can
let
coach,
your
and
soul glow.
She can do anything.
I love how
She's
her
like
wish.
Barbie. She can do anything.
I do like how her wish is to marry an Italian millionaire or whatever that was.
Have y'all ever gotten perms? Be honest. It's
Perms
okay.
don't exist anymore, do they?
Yeah, they do.
I think they do.
Yeah.
I was just wondering that because my mom used to get perms.
Oh, really?
And when she would first get them, actually one year for Halloween, she was a poodle because she had just gotten her perm and it was so like tight, and like coily that she looked like she had poodle hair.
See, like, and my sister and my mom, when they got perm, just flat. You know, I mean, that's how it works. Yeah. Excuse me, but no, I really dig the drama teacher. She was
having fun.
She was cool.
Fun.
She was great.
Yeah, she was great.
no.
She was great.
But they're at this harvest dance, and she's sitting at table 13. Anyone else notice that? I was like, ooh, they're trying to be Halloween.
Okay.
Anyway,
With Not
Friday
Blossom.
the 13th.
Yeah.
Yeah, with Not Blossom. And she's wearing the amulet, and I think she says, I wish he would come talk to me. I think is one of the main first things that she realizes.
And then
her
he
crush
just
Brad comes over and talks to her.
That jawline.
And I think
I'm
that's what
comfortable
makes her
saying this.
think, hey, this is. I'm getting my powers here.
Well, and again, like it's very much like Brad like smells something. He's like, what?
Right. What was that? Yeah, like he's being called. But so he asks her to tutor him.
Yeah.
English.
And so she's like, yes, I'll do. And then she makes Ira Glass disappear.
Oh,
Dude,
because
I want to talk about this, man. Woo.
I could talk about him the entire movie.
Yeah.
So he's one of the cool girl's cousins.
Yeah.
Jana Nada. What's the cool girl's name? Yeah,
And she thought that it was going to be a cool guy because, they were
cousin's
like,
cool.
yeah, my cousin's going to.
Randa. That's her name. That's the character's name, Randa.
There you go.
And instead, again, he's got this, God, I don't even know what. She blinded me with science hair. Like, it's a lot.
Yeah.
And he is just a horny nerd type. Like,
Yeah,
'cause
he's
awful.
terrible.
He's grabby, and in the car ride home, he's like, he's not making a move. He's just grabbing at her.
Yeah,
Right?
Like, come on, baby. That was gross.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah, give me a little smooch now. I just loved it. During the dance, I was like, you want to smoke some weed? And I'm like, this guy,
right.
this guy. But
he's white, so it wouldn't blow.
first, right? Yeah, but what happens though? What happens?
Well, first we should just mention the scene that you kind of alluded to, because she dresses very dowdy and then goes into the bathroom and has the transformation where she thinks she's looking cool, and the one thing that guy has to do is pretend like she looks cool. And he's like, what are you wearing? And you're just like, oh, this dude is never getting laid once in his life voluntarily.
Yeah.
Well, and because it's down to the fact, and again, I have daughters, she's wearing like a ballet, like, I don't even know what to describe. It's like the pink tussliest
Like a tutu.
but it's like a costume tutu. Like, it's so 1989. It's amazing.
Yeah, very 80s. Very
80s, man. I really dig the fashion.
I think
in
she
this
even
movie.
had socks and heels on.
She did.
Yes.
So like the little like
Leg
ruffle
warmers,
socks,
some of the-
ruffle socks and
yeah.
heels.
And she had the blush that went like across
And
her
she had
face.
blue eyeshadow.
Yeah.
That's right.
They gotta bring it back, man.
She did
I'm
look
digging
cool.
that. Yeah, with the sunglasses with the things
Yeah.
on them. Oh man,
Exactly. And then she goes, like you said, the nerd, I wish she would just go away. And then the car is just speeding down the
He
road
disappears.
without a driver.
He disappears. Does he come back?
No.
Who cares?
No.
Post credit
We
scene?
never find out. I don't think what happened to him.
Oh, R.I.P.
We're more
man.
concerned about the brother being turned into a dog in about 7 seconds.
That is very before the seventh. Before it turns into a dog. The pizza. What was he making? A pizza?
I
He
think
was
he was
making
making everything.
He
I
was
think
making a crime.
he was just like mixing he was just making a big mess.
No regard. These parents don't.
No, Dad is way too cool about all
Yeah.
of this.
Oh, too much. Too much.
And then that's I think that's probably one of my most like remembered things from when I was a kid, when he's like, you're a dog,
And then someone turned into a
she
dog?
turns him into a dog.
Oh wow. That was.
Well, because he says, I'm rubber, you're glue, whatever you say to me goes back on you. And
That was a spell?
And she says that to him. And that's what turns, because he said, you're a dog. So he turned himself into a dog, actually.
The
I didn't know that was a spell.
the
Yeah.
complicated plot.
Wow.
But then she puts him in water, and he comes back.
Because I don't know why. Also, there was already a bath drawn. I'm
Yeah,
not
there
sure
was already a bath
why.
drawn.
One does.
She knew to go. Yeah,
And
knew
she
to go ahead
just
and
was
do
like,
that.
put him in a bath. He was disgusting. So, I mean, she was like, this is my chance to wash him off.
Didn't you have your mother draw you a post-dance bath?
No.
Just waiting for you when you got home?
I'm not a bath guy.
That's never
I'm
happened.
not. I mean, I'm even a
Missing
hot tub
out.
guy. Nah, man.
I love
Missing out.
baths.
Really?
Little
Oh,
Uncle
yeah.
Nearest.
Not for the best.
I got a friend
Yesterday,
that works
I
at.
sat down in a kitchen chair and it collapsed under me. You better believe I had to soak in a bath
Yeah.
after that.
I got a homegirl that works at Lush, and she just sends me like a box of bath bombs. If y'all want any, just let me know.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
I
I'll
want
take
bath
it.
bombs.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay.
Try
Got you,
it.
got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
Absolutely.
Also, just not here, because after she turns her brother into a dog, she goes and visits the witch again.
Madame Serena. Yeah.
Tip of the hat to Zelda Rubinstein from Poltergeist. The second she came on screen, I was like, oh, child, this house is clean.
Who is she?
In Poltergeist?
No, I've never seen Poltergeist.
Ooh, first of all,
No.
if you haven't,
I'm not-
if you're listening to this, stop and watch Poltergeist. But Poltergeist is a
I know, but something about TV screen. Static.
yeah, it's Tobey Hooper from Texas Chainsaw and Steven Spielberg direct this movie about a haunted house that is haunted by a poltergeist, and it's just this kind of Reaganomics.
Based on the Stephen King novel, is it not? Isn't it?
Not Stephen King, but it's
No.
based on a short story
Sure.
of something.
That's short.
Yeah. But this kind of Reagan conservative family moves into this house in Northern California, and it's haunted because it's built on a burial ground, and it is just phenomenal practical effects, a lot of fun. It's kind of for people with kids, kind of kids' first horror movie. There's nothing like truly horrible.
Really?
Yeah, no, it's PG, and it's still like today. I think it'd be PG-13. It's not, but it's a lot of.
So it's not like Insidious.
No, nothing like that. No, it's not like Saw or Hostel.
Ooh.
But she's the woman in town who's the medium, who they call in, and she's like, "Oh, I feel an evil presence, child."
She's 4 foot, right?
She's like 4'5", 4'6", something like that in real life. And
she's been in tons of stuff.
She
and she always
Yeah.
plays that kind of character.
That's awesome.
She has charisma. Like, again, charisma is something that can't be taught. She enters the scene and you're just like, holy shit, is that who I think it is?
No, because as I watch the movie, I can see this character or how the writing could have gone to the story where this witch could turn into like, so take the W out of witch and put a B in it. I thought
She's
like
a granny. She's like
that's
a
what I'm saying.
granny. Yeah.
I mean, there's some resentful grannies, it's like, well, you're gonna do this for me. You know what I mean? So I liked how sweet she was, because also I can see this as during the time, a movie for teens, tweens, whatever, and needing that motherly like comfort. She almost acted like a motherly figure, parallel to her mother, because like her mom was trying to, I don't know what her mom was doing. The mother was interesting if you pulled up back layers of it, but like I loved this.
I love her energy.
Yeah, it was so comforting to me.
I kind of got that cookie ant vibe.
Yeah,
That cookie ant, because she turns a frog into
Dude.
a guy, a love slave. She does a thing with money, so I got kind of that. Aunt Linda turned
the cool aunt. First of all, she's the one who gets you weak, like
exactly.
because
you want some liquor.
The impression that I get is that her power may be waning, and she's using Louise's power to do these things.
Well, she mentioned she was 16 twice in the movie.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they go through the book, and then she sees the amulet, and she's like, "Yeah, that's you. This is your amulet. Like, here you are in your 1800s yearbook." And so that was kind of weird. They don't
good
really,
old scenes deleted.
They don't really explain.
I mean, and also, like, I think it's also supposed to be the parallel between she is this girl torn between being, again, kind of this, Reagan conservative family, like, don't worry, you'll be fine on your own, versus this aunt saying it's okay to be weird, like you said. And she's torn between the two.
Yep.
And in the end, she kind of settles in the middle, right? Which is the point. Although the conclusion of this movie happens real quick, which we'll get to. It's just kind of like, and second dance scene. We don't know if she ever gives up those powers.
Yeah. I felt like the movie ended. I understand.
An episode of Clarissa Explains It All would have wrapped up a little tighter, I think.
Yep.
A little bit more right wing too, but we'll get there.
But first she does the voodoo doll with her.
Yeah, so now she has confirmed that she does in fact have magic powers, and she got a spell book, so she does like Omni Sumidaro, wah wah. She learns some spells,
controls the breeze,
breeze and the rain,
makes a little carousel magic happen.
And then we get my favorite scene in the movie, which is we're back in the locker room, and apparently the lavender leotard is the gym uniform, which is a lot, because I teach at a Catholic school, which already, if a girl needed replacement uniform parts, they could go to the Hustler store and get them, because Catholic girl uniforms are essentially fetish objects. But these girls, the idea that A, that they're in high school is laughable.
Yeah.
But B, that they're like, you know what, I need to play like volleyball with a gym teacher who hasn't done any sports in 20 years. Is this leotard? There's no t-shirts, there's no gym shorts. They're just like, oh my God, we're gonna dance together. Even our heroine's wearing one, but again, to hide the fact that she's got any sexuality, she's wearing a shirt over it.
Have you not watched Glee? It's not about that.
It's still not real.
By the way, we haven't mentioned that this is Blake Lively's older sister.
Right.
The main character.
What?
Is Blake Lively's older sister.
I did not know that.
Georgia's own The Livelies, although Blake, I think, was born in LA after they had moved
Robyn
there.
Lively. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, she's from a nearby exoburb called Powder Springs. And she's great in this because Georgia produces prime actors. If you're looking, just look at Tyler Perry. He's one of our finest.
What?
Tyler Perry?
No, you can't say that, man. You can't say that about Tyler Perry.
He's one of our best actors.
Really? You believe that?
I like him just fine. He was in Star Trek.
We'll talk later. Yes, he was. We'll talk later about Tyler Perry. It's movies I love to hate, but that's.
Do you want to do one for the show?
Absolutely.
Next holiday.
To your point, Atlanta is kind of being known for the Southern Hollywood.
We're doing it
getting
now.
More,
Yeah.
Well, oh, but we're talking about like the origin of actors, like Pretty Woman. Julia Roberts is from Georgia,
She is.
so.
Well, back then you would be found and then leave as quickly as possible. I just mentioned the fact that every so often we check in the high school, and these girls who are bullying her, like she's wearing all the clothing and they're like, "You're so awful," and her first spell is essentially like, "Women stop lying to each other," like it's a truth spell, and that was funny. Like the way it was scripted, the way it was blocked, because you think the first person she was going to use it on was her brother. And really what it is to get against the mean girls. And it turns out perfect. That's a very funny scene.
Imagine the burn book from Mean Girls. That scene. It was almost like that. And again, one of the mean girls gets pushed into the water. And then suddenly
She wakes back up.
wakes her back up. So water is key here. Oh, yeah, because when she was printing money, when they wanted to test the powder, the water spilled on the money. Money's gone. Oh.
Well, and she said that because she's young, her spells can still be broken easily by water. So it's an experience thing.
But y'all
Like
see
a gremlin when she gets wet.
No. Wizard of Oz. I'm melting.
Oh,
Yes.
God.
Yes.
Water.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Of course it
Dorothy
rains.
was a young witch.
Yeah.
See? There you go. Dorothy was a
Also,
young
I'm
witch.
pretty sure she does probably take baths.
But the voodoo
true.
doll with the teacher was
Hence why
maybe
there
my
was a
favorite.
bath.
Oh my gosh, my
was maybe
kids
my favorite scene of this movie.
loved
I
it.
Loved it.
I got worried though when he started taking his clothes off in the class. I was like,
how far are we
yeah,
gonna
like,
take this?
and then he kind of pulls at his underwear, and I was like, oh no! And,
yeah, it
Mr.
was
Feeney,
fun.
no.
and he
please
got
no.
caught. Yeah,
But
Mr.
again, I say to you, Nick, as a teacher,
You're gone yesterday. I do also like how, like, I'm the principal of the school. Ha, rumph. And then we just cut to him on a street corner. Like, it's a lot. That's when he walks through a car wash.
So what happens is the brother starts messing with the doll, and then just like discards it and scurries away.
it was great.
And the mom finds it. And she's like, "Oh no, we can't let him, ruin her. She worked so hard for this." So she throws it in the washer. So the guy just takes,
through a car
he
wash.
just walks through a car wash, and it's such a funny
Well, wait,
scene.
but you have to explain the scene we're talking about. So he's reading someone else's erotic poetry, and then she slowly undid his pants. And while he's describing it, he's slowly undressing before the kids and rubbing his nipples. And he's like taking off the bow tie and unbuttoning his shirt and rubbing down himself. And then he drops trow. And then the principal, and like, he's just half naked in front of these kids.
He's like, it was hot.
It's hot.
These strokes are real, though. I mean, just like don't discard it. But that's why he was believable, and that's why he got escorted out of. And then, unfortunately,
That's right.
I don't think I'd be laughing if my teacher did that. I'd be like, "Yo, Mr. Johnson needs some like
Clothes.
yeah."
and then he fell down the stairs because of the voodoo.
Oh yeah,
Throw down the stairs.
Because the brother kicked the doll down the stairs,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so he fell down the stairs.
It was hilarious to me that he wanted to pay for the car wash. He was like, "Here you go." He was like, "No,
he tips the guy.
it's free, man."
For
So
the
the
wax.
whole point though is Louise gets some revenge.
Yeah,
She gets
yeah.
some,
She's having a lot
you
of
know,
fun, and
yeah,
then
she's having fun. She gets some revenge for him humiliating her before by
she's
him being humiliated.
Yeah,
I
so
love
then
it.
she's stretching her wings a little bit, and she's cast a handful of spells, and then we happen upon did you say the guy's name rapping on the street?
Oh, dude, these three putzes. Christ crackers.
But hold up, we don't even talk about her BFF.
We haven't talked about it.
Yeah, which
Wannabe
is
Blossom.
which is yes,
Yeah.
which is very crucial to this next
Yeah, to
b-boy
this scene.
scene.
What do we have to say about her?
She can spit bars, she can rap. I liked her flow; it was very great, and
Only because Louise is magic.
exactly because she did top that. She
Yeah.
did top that.
I'll give her credit. Her name
Yeah.
is Mandy Ingber. She is Polly in this, right?
That sounds.
That's her
right.
name.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking
That
about
sounds
her. Okay.
No. She's in future episode guaranteed Mr. Mom. She's one of the daughters. She's Debbie.
Okay.
But she in this is like, so we have your standard girl becomes popular, loses friends.
Yeah.
Right. Like that's her arc here. But she's in love with I don't know how to describe him other than someone who would have been friends with John Travolta in Grease. Like he's got his
A
sleeves rolled up.
beatboxer. A beatboxer.
Yeah, but he also looks like he's got his hair slicked back. He's got no sleeves on.
Hey.
The Fonz's brother-in-law.
Hey, got the cigarette on the sleeve, you know what I'm
I snap
saying?
my fingers, everybody says, "Show it."
If you're not a shark, you're a shark, brother. Officer Krumke, you must. Sorry, we can't say that. Sorry, again, theater kid.
I was on pitch.
Oh, thank you. I was
we have a
Officer
talented
Krumke.
person finally on this show.
But yeah, she
please.
missed that. She missed that she's in love with Mr. Fonzie Beatbox, and so Louise helps her out. She's like, she gives her some
Because she
magic,
said
so
something
then-
like, "I wish I
I
was
wish- yeah.
cool."
I wish
or-
I was cool. I wish I wasn't as shy or something.
Yeah.
So she goes up there and just
and
nails
she
it.
gives her the
Top that.
confidence.
Gives
Yeah.
her- yeah.
Stop that.
Top that.
Top that. Top that.
I was just like,
But you gotta admit, is it Bob?
I was
Don't
watching
give
it
your
on my
head.
phone. I was like, just bouncing.
Yeah. It's really good. And on
I
that,
don't give up like that.
and I don't give up about trying to tap that. Stop that.
Just imagine,
I don't
like,
give up
if,
like that.
if Beat It was like rated G.
I love it. And on that note,
Suburbs.
all of the songs in this movie are really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, whoever they got, man, was pretty fun.
And
Like-
this movie actually was made into a musical in the 2000s.
I believe it.
But surprisingly,
They can make
I don't think it did very well, and it didn't like pick up like they really wanted it to.
No,
This
but
again,
you know.
I say to you, they can make anything a musical. They're making the Gwyneth Paltrow trial a musical.
They are.
Excuse me.
It's called Goop.
A goop?
I like that, yeah.
No, the one where she
No, the one where
paralyzed
she,
a guy.
the
Yeah.
skiing trial.
The who tried?
Gwyneth
Dude.
Paltrow trial. Anyway,
It's white people nonsense.
What happened?
it is. Well,
She was
anyway.
skiing.
My whole point is that they can make a musical out of anything, so I'm not surprised that they made one out of this too.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. That's awesome.
But no, I really enjoyed the whole. It was a good midpoint for me because I was like, what's gonna happen next? Like,
Yeah,
you
she's
know.
got her powers.
Yeah.
She knows how to use it. She uses her powers to get her favorite singer's jacket.
Who was that?
And around here, sometime we get the drama teacher looking like Carmen Sandiego and riding off with this Italian guy.
Oh
in the
yeah, yeah.
sunset.
I think, and I guess Louise had like wished her to get what she wants.
The best,
yeah, yeah.
Happiness or something. Yeah.
She got lottery winning. She didn't even play the lottery, and it just
Hopefully, she just never takes a bath because
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, she's gonna get to like
It's gonna
the
get to
Riviera.
Argentina,
Yeah.
right? Argentina or something. They'll go in the ocean and it'll be run. But anyway, so she decides to. She's doing all this. Her power. She's learning. She's mastering it. So she decides to do her biggest spell to be the most popular girl in the school.
yeah,
Which
She-
I get as a teenager. I mean, I'm sure as a teenager,
remember what it is,
that's all you
popularum?
want at the time. But at the same, I was like, oh man, I was a little disappointed by that. Like, really, you're just gonna ask for
I
popularity?
get
But-
it.
I don't
But that's
know.
what
I
she
feel
did.
like popularity is like, I mean, because like we know that ultimately she wanted to put a love spell on Brad. Like that's what
Right.
she really wanted. But so
Right.
she chose popularity so that everybody would like her, you know. And then she starts to kind of question if people really like her
it
for
for
her,
her.
which no, they don't. You cast a
Yeah.
spell on them. So
Yeah. Sad.
But I think that's why she had to get the jacket, was for that spell. Something to do with that spell.
oh, did she need the jacket?
Yeah, or something.
Well, because
Solid
the idea
memory
was
search.
that she needed something else that was just as popular to get the power. I
to get
think.
the power, yeah.
That
That's
makes
why, That's why
sense.
she had to get it, yeah.
It had the popularity,
I was still
in
on
it.
high from the b-boy scene, so I didn't catch.
like the jewels bedazzling
Yeah.
it, or the popularity.
That's how I'd use my powers, just to get in exclusive places and stuff like that. Yeah.
No, we're on the list.
But so she does the popular spell and notices right away. Brad takes her to an abandoned house.
Okay, where every girl wants to be taken
Yeah.
to a romantic abandoned.
House.
Is it a house? I don't know.
Well, first
It's
of
like
all,
a barn.
See previous episode Cool as Ice, because they totally make out in an abandoned house that's under construction.
They
Like,
do in
No, he leads her in a trail by taking off at each item of clothes.
Yeah.
She finds a trail above the
She's like, this is a fun game. What if one of them was like a knife?
right.
Like,
I'm like, run, girl, run. But anyway,
Very,
this is 2023. Back then, I
Yeah.
think they were much
It
more
was
innocent
fine.
in that
Very
regard.
happy. Cabin in the
she
woods.
finds this trail of clothes.
Why were there so many pairs of
And
socks?
they just start making out.
It's just all sucks.
And it's nothing but tongue usy.
And I also
Socks on.
again, so I watched this with my kids, and I was like,
Oh,
all right, it's
no.
PG. It's going to be a little mild. Like,
no.
no, this was.
Did you see? I saw butt. Did you see butt?
I ended up after about 2 minutes, I started to fast forward, and my 6-year-old asked me why I was fast forwarding, and I was like, oh, it's just too much. It's
Credits.
just too long. Like, let's just,
It's intermission.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, this is also after a scene where, like,
we didn't see a butt.
she may or may not have hooked up with the entire football team, because right before we have this musical number eventually where the
Oh
B-boys
yeah, and
are-
they say like we want a girl like Louise or
and she opens the door and the entire football team's there, and she's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
and she poses for them, and you're just like, what on earth?
And then you see him by the window with the sun coming down like a great
hey
guy.
pretty
I
lady,
was
what you
just like,
come
what
my way?
is
We've been there
this?
for hours. They have been there
And
for
but didn't he have
hours.
a girlfriend? That's what I was confused. I was like, yo,
Poor
doesn't
Brandon.
this kid still have a girlfriend?
Brad?
She had him disappear.
Yeah, Brad has a girlfriend, right? And
Yeah, the blonde
he's
one.
he's taken her to some abandoned house, but I was like, yo, doesn't he have a girlfriend?
Yeah, I don't know. I think something happened with them. I think they.
Okay.
Guys are
I don't know.
stupid.
He was under a spell.
He was under a
but
spell.
actually, she didn't. Actually, she had the opportunity to
matter.
put the love spell on him,
And she didn't.
and she didn't because because there was a scene where they go into the bedroom. She puts like scarves on all the lamps. She puts her chairs in the closet, and I thought that was really funny because I was like, this is like a high school thing. Like this is like
Yes.
what my mind would have been like in high school. Like, oh, I don't have any chairs. Like, sorry, we.
Yes,
sit
we're
on the
gonna have to
bed.
sit on the bed.
Oh well, you know.
If I was the dad, I would have said
Dad
no.
was like, where are your chairs?
I would have said no. You can't have a boy. 16? Absolutely not.
A 2T?
No, 2T. No. We're gonna go to the library and I'm going to monitor you. Yeah. I'm scared to be a girl dad. You know what I'm saying? I just like the only thing that I could really lean on is my religion because I'm Islam. So as soon as my baby girl comes out, it's just hijab.
Well, okay.
That's what I was okay with the modest whatever clothing. I was just,
Yeah.
Sorry, just projecting my fears.
You are.
Yeah.
You are. I will say, too.
That was a safe space. It's Teen Witch.
And then she becomes a cheerleader with an H on her. Yeah.
Sorry.
But Louise is finding that this popularity isn't what all it's cracked up to be, right? She starts wondering, oh, do these people really like me for me? Or is it just a spell?
And also, her best friend is not talking to her.
Oh, yeah,
so
her
she
best
tries to
friend
talk
isn't
to
talking
her,
to
but
her.
she won't talk to her
Which is
anymore.
right around the
oh, yeah.
which is right around the time she breaks the leg of the female lead of the play.
I knew that. Ooh.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah,
by
yeah,
break
yeah.
the leg, right.
But break a leg.
Yeah.
Literally.
Literally.
And
yeah.
then she's like, geez, Louise, what did you break yourself?
That's
Yeah.
right.
But then she learns that the real magic is believing in yourself.
Yeah, well,
That's what she
actually,
says.
so
That was a
as
cute-
we
yeah.
approach the end, just there's a final dance scene. She gets the blue dress. That's I don't know if it's the same dress from her dream, but it's pretty close to the dress that she's wearing in the
Yeah.
the big shoulder pads and whatever. It's gonna be my finest hour.
I love that.
I could go on, but I won't. But she takes the amulet off and slides it across the dance floor to her elder. She gives up her power.
That's right. She sets up the sequel. Right.
That's what I thought. That's the first thing I thought.
Sabrina the Teen Witch 2. Sorry. Okay.
That's right. Well, I mean, but that's what it feels like. Like, I'm going to pass this on to another, which I thought was going to be her nerdy friend, but we never see her.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, that could have been cute. That could have been cute.
And then, but she goes full Carrie and just starts raining blood on people and like crushing.
I low-key thought that was gonna happen. That'd have been a great twist. I thought the whole Carrie situation, because I was like running late, so I was like, what happens at the dance? Okay, I'll just but it didn't happen.
No.
Yeah.
No, it was just
Kind of a
wholesome.
fun scene.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Yeah.
sweet and wholesome.
Yeah, but you don't really know if Brad comes up to her, but you don't really know if he.
Yeah,
Right?
That was tense.
They
That
left
was
it a
tense.
guess well, they've already
they
like
leave it a little open, right?
made out in an abandoned house. So
I
That's
found an even more abandoned house.
You want to go behind Publix? No, it's not there.
This is an abandoned mall. Not in the 80s. We around here too. Like we have what's her name? Serena has been not profiting, but like her house is better too.
Yeah.
Right.
She doesn't want her to give up powers because, like you said, she's kind of getting more strength from the fact that there's a teen witch, the titular teen witch.
I did like seeing her modern decor,
Yeah.
like what was modern in '89.
But she got a toilet with the plush on it. You know what I mean? You ever seen a toilet with the plush? You ever seen a toilet with the squishies?
I
Squishy
never
toilet?
had a toilet with anything.
Oh,
You
yeah.
never said-
you
you
mean
never
like,
said it?
like the kind that's like plastic but squishy, and when you sit on it, it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just imagine that her house because it's all pink and it's nice.
I mean, I've seen toilets with the fur covers on top.
Nah, man.
No, he's talking about-
you sit on some fabric.
Yeah, the
Not
toilet
fabric,
seat is it's like a vinyl. It's like
Yeah, like a
foam
donut
coated in
like
vinyl.
the
Like when you break your
the
tailbone.
hemorrhoid donuts. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But good for her if she can keep that in her house. But no, I really yeah.
It's very Reaganomics, that house.
Exactly.
But yeah, so we get to the end scene, and the question is going to be, like you said, what she's going to do. In fact, we have Brad back with the blonde girl, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause
they
maybe
walk
they-
in together.
They haven't ever really broken up, and he was just
Yes, right. But he's looking all over for Louise, though. He's clearly like rolling his eyes. He doesn't want to be with her. It's just,
Well, and also, like, Madame Serena is like a chaperone, which is strange because, like, we have weird. By the way, if you're a teacher who gets naked in a class, you don't get to be the chaperone at the prom or whatever's happening here.
Absolutely not.
But he's there with like the old, like with the only other teacher we've seen breaking up dances.
Oh yeah, he split up some kids
leaving
Oh,
room for the
yeah.
Holy Spirit.
because they were
Yeah,
doing
that was the
they
other
were
thing
doing
they're
some really intense like
Save room for Jesus.
lunging at each
They
other.
were like rubbing nipples. It was very strange. It was a lot.
I mean, I penguin dance at my middle school dances. It's really
What?
awkward. Penguin dance. It's where you got an arm's length apart, and you
That's
just.
basically like the only kind of dancing like I could do anyway.
I took a ballroom dance in high school. It saved my ego. Actually, I could say this. No penguin dancing. Yeah, I can salsa. But yeah. But I want to talk about Brad real quick because it essentially we hinted on him just being like just this popular whatever guy, but in a sense, I feel like he has an identity crisis for this whole movie. If you think about it, because he had the conversation.
35 playing a high schooler.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. But he has a conversation with not his girl that he has to be with the popular girl because he's a popular guy or whatever, and he's honestly worried about going to. So he's putting on this fake pressure, and which she sees. You know what I mean? That's why, like, she doesn't believe him when she says, like, no, I really like you for you. You know what I mean? So going to this dance, I can see all the adrenaline of her when she did slide her necklace, and Brad is looking around. Like, I'm like, I know this is a teen movie, but like, is this gonna have a happy ending? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You start to
right.
question yourself. But no, Brad's pretty cool. I don't think he was on the spell, so everything was genuine. Everything was
I think
genuine.
ultimately, exactly the point I think you're making is that it's a coming of age story.
Yes,
This is all what it boils down to.
that
It's
three
Louise-
words. I said a paragraph. Those 3 words.
No, coming of age story for Louise, for Brad.
Yeah.
I think for her best friend, wannabe Blossom. It's it's trying even maybe a little bit for Madame Serena.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like coming into her different part of her life. So I think, yeah. So I dig that part of it. Is it's trying to indicate that coming of age and that little bit of struggle. She's trying to go from girl to woman. It's just with magic.
Yeah.
Puberty is magic.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think at the end we get real complicated because I feel like I think she still has magic. The amulet just doesn't matter anymore because we cut to a scene where everyone's dancing the same dance as though it's all choreographed, even when she doesn't have the medallion.
Yes.
Even that guy who looks like a coked out Robert Downey Jr. is doing the same dance.
I think it was him.
Possible. It's
possibly,
89.
yeah.
He wasn't working much. But like they're all doing the same dance together as though it's still a spell. So I think my thought was now she doesn't need it anymore. The many interpretations.
Her powers are growing.
Are there any, like scholarly articles or anything that's
Pauline Kael.
Some fan made.
Maybe her powers became so strong that she no longer needed that.
Well, she didn't have it. So how did she lose her amulet in her past life?
Yeah.
Maybe that is the arc that she has in every one of her lives that she gets rid of the amulet.
Maybe.
I think we just discovered that this needs a prequel and a sequel. I think we can make this a prequel and a sequel, guys.
Yeah.
That got me really thinking.
I'm for it. It's a good movie.
No. I agree. It would be great. But I'm like, how would you do it? Like you go back to Salem Witch Trials type era, or
Jebediah's gonna like me or else.
Eventually
Or she in a log cabin schoolhouse.
Yeah.
Mr. Sandman. Anyways,
Annabelle smells like a cow. Right.
her powers grow strong enough that even when she gets wet, it doesn't matter anymore. She doesn't lose the spell. Yeah. Oh, that scene. All right. I think we're at the end of this movie. Anything else you want to touch on? No? We're good? Final thoughts? Yeah. All right.
Wait, did we address all of your notes?
yes,
Oh, okay. I didn't take any notes on this one, so.
it's all in the cabase.
Let's do this, yeah.
Mandula. In the big brain. But no, I want to end with your notes, so I'll be short. Like I said, I like this movie. It was a coming of age movie that I enjoyed, mainly because made me feel like a kid again, almost a little bit, and like the wonders of high school and trying to be popular or whatever, you know what I mean, and but also learning that when you get to the top of the mountain, you know what I mean, it's not what it all seems out to be. But I liked how things ended with the movie.
Yeah, it was fine. I thought it was totally fine. It was a movie I hadn't seen before, and I enjoyed it. They don't make a lot of movies like this anymore that have any teeth, right? Like this would be Disney Channel movie nonsense, and that would just be very flat and very predictable. And the fact that there is some not like teen sexuality, but like the fact that they have things where they are like doing stuff that just wouldn't happen anymore. So I appreciate the fact that this is an 80s movie and it's kind of quirky and fun. So I'll give it that. Keiko?
Yeah, so I was curious how you guys would react because I had nostalgia on my side. And, that's what like my husband was saying, like, oh, they're not going to like it because they don't have the nostalgia for it like you do. And I was like, I don't think so. Like, I think it's a ridiculous enough movie that you can enjoy it even without the nostalgia. So I'm glad to hear that you guys liked it, but I love it. If you like 80s high school movies, I think you should definitely watch it. It's super cute and fun and has good music.
Yeah.
No, like I mentioned earlier, this was the first time I ever saw this, and I enjoyed it way more than I thought I would. So great pick. I do think it has more teeth. There's something there. I love the 80s wonderful cheesiness. That's just kind of my wheelhouse, John Hughes and all that kind of style. I do think there were some scenes where it's like, what is going on? But yeah, overall, it's definitely enjoyable. It's worth viewing, totally.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for reviewing. We are just, about halfway through our romance February month. Romance. I was going to come up with a pun. We don't have one. It's February. We're doing loving movies. Romance.
Rosemance.
We'll tune in next week for some more Rosemance, I guess, bromance, as we talk about Pretty Woman. Academy Award nominated Pretty Woman. Frank Marshall movie, Pretty Woman. Thanks, everyone. Myopia Movies is a podcast production of Dude Letter Podcasting and is produced by Nick Hoffman. It is edited by Nerd Trinette and Daniel Suttis and is hosted by Nick Hoffman, with production assistance by Matthew Quinn, Daniel Suttis, and Nerd Trinette. The theme song is Surf Shimmy by Kevin MacLeod from incomptech.com. Licensed under the Creative Commons by Attribution 4 license, Creative Commons /licenses by /4.0. Thanks.